Greetings my dear viewers, I'm back with another video, and today we are talking about the most important part of my game, the NPCs.
Huh?
Of course my expert viewers here would already guess what the most important part of it is, am I right? Oh yeah, I forgot, I am here to explain that to you. Okay, well, we start with the first thing, and that is the combat and the NPCs, of course. Who could have guessed that?
Huh?
Of course, the last thing that I worked so long scripting on is the Gore system. Of course, I'm going to explain everything else first. And we start with traits. Traits range from important to unimportant. Important ones like level, aggression, confidence, gender, faction, and unimportant ones like names. I give you a simple breakdown to everyone. And that's first, and the most important about the NPCs are the levels. I call them NPC levels for simple short. What simple short? Level 1 is basically a weak version. It has slow reaction time, slow recovery, can take less people with him on patrols, and is basically a pusher. While level 5 is everything opposite, just better in every way, and it's going to literally humble you. A quick note here, the level does not affect damage and health, for realism of course. Like, weapons don't get stronger with level, like I mean a knife is still dangerous after all if you hit it right. So that's why some weapons, for realism, do a lot of damage, like the spear for example, 50 damage on a heavy attack. And well, if I would scale it in any way with level, it will be broken and really unfair. So yeah, forget about it and don't get me with health. Anyway, we start with the combat moves that range from standard to advanced. Standard are light, heavy attack, shove, parry, dodge. Advanced moves are very special in certain ways. I'm going to explain it to you right now. Absorber being a way to bypass a parry with an attack, and special moves are something that's exclusive to the non-humans, I will call them. It's called positive energy, and well, you can also just call it magic. But yummy, you might ask. Do humans also possess this ability? Well, good questions. Simple answer, no. Okay, for a lore reason, it's basically that in the old times they were able to use it, but we are humans and we did it a lot of bad stuff with. And well, God decided that we need to flood the earth, or restart it, how I call it. And after that, he basically stripped us from using magic, and the non-humans came after the flood. They're close related to humans, they can use magic, but to evade a human 2.0, each one has their own unique power, or magic, how we could call it. They have also a restriction using it, and now we come to the program reasons, and they are very simple. If you remember in my last video, I mentioned something about the length of my codes, and I had a ridiculous, how long does this code again go? 226 lines of code for that to work. But if I'm honest, this is nothing compared to other codes that I wrote and will write in the future. And I was right. The better and better I got in coding, the longer it gets. I still try to keep it simple, but to evade brain damage, I just need to cut a lot of content out that I would have added in. Yeah, I know, I'm aware this video is a bit boring for the time explanation, but in the next one I'm going to explain much more cooler stuff, I promise. I will go quick to the next 3 points because they're obvious, like gender, what is female and male, what just changes the clothing and maybe the combat style in the future. There also faction, like which faction you belong to. If there's another one, it's simply war. And there's also confidence. In a low confidence scenario, like an example here, they will call out to nearby allies to even the odds. But in a high confidence scenario, they're just cocky and arrogant and will fight alone in a simple way. So yeah. And now we come to aggression, what is basically low aggression, what makes them stay in their base and just patrol around their territory, and high aggression, what is just very simply explained. Now we come to NPC states, what is a very simple topic actually. There are 3 states the NPCs can be, what is an idle state, a combat state and a patrol state. Let's start with the first one, and that's pretty much simply the idle state. Idle state is simply, for now, they're just standing around and do simply nothing. I did plan something, and simply saying what I planned is I want that they interact with the map and talk with each other like animations, so they do something, don't just really stand around. Now we come to patrol state. There's one, they go around their base alone. This is the only patrol state really. And the second one is they go together on a field trip. Well, yeah, they just go together and patrol around. Yeah, now we come to combat state. And basically, it's just a normal day in Britain.
Sing! Sing!
And while we are at combat, I'm going to explain you about the simple facts. Light attack, fast but low damage. Heavy attack, slow but a lot of damage. Shove to break a parry or blocks that will come in. A parry to stop incoming attack. And an absolver attack that's going to evade blocking. That will be maybe a perk in my game. And well, there's also dodging, what simply you can also change directions left and right. And well, and I really don't have to explain what dodging is, it's just to evade an attack another way. And of course, there will be 2 attacks I'm currently working on, what's up and down strikes. Basically, up strikes are any enemy that's above you to strike upwards with an attack. And down strike is everything that if an enemy lays on the ground, you strike him down. And during development I made it so that it actually goes there where the mouse is pointing, but the mouse part didn't work anymore for some reason, so I decided to scrap it entirely to use up and down strikes because I want not rewrite the entire script again. Aside from all of that, let's start with another thing. Demons are hated by every faction, so you will see them often team up against them, so you don't have to really worry about them because they're usually very strong. And I did the NPC clothing all by myself in Blender, including the hair, hats, everything, like literally everything, including for all the factions. So yeah, I think they look nice, fit the current theme of the game. And well, talking about theme of the game, considering it's a survival game, we come to the last thing of this game's work, the blood and gore. After a fight, there will be usually dead people and blood around the area, so it is more realistic. I made it for immersion, what's obvious, because during gameplay I wanted you and your friends walk through the area and be like, whoa, what happened here? All this will contribute into the immersion of my game, and every gore part and anything else was created by me, what differentiates from the weapon type. Now we come to other changes I did. What is first, I added some lore books, letters that you can pick up and read during gameplay. I also added interactable items like maps, where you can also learn a bit of the lore of this game. Another thing are map changes. What is first, the gate can be now destroyed. I think I didn't mention that last time in a video when I checked. I added the mines in, of course, with the blocked entrance that you will blow up maybe. I also reworked the center defense so it is more realistic, and of course that it doesn't look like an empty Blender cube like it was in the first version, I would say. Of course, I also reworked the cursed forest. I added the locations there, or the destroyed locations that the demons took over, and basically that shows how evil they just are. I also reworked the church so it looks more properly like a church, and I added some secrets around the map, like these 2 pictures and this one, what you can find around the map. Now we come to random stuff that also happened during this time. I'm now on Instagram. Well, I post art there, things about my video also, but usually art, what I also will do on YouTube. And I'm currently playing Sifu, what is a nice, great game, where I would inspire the combat a bit of it, and some spoilers for the content. I might add some enemy types in it, like a juggernaut, heavyweight or something like this, if you understand what I mean. But yeah, that will be it for most of part of the video. I thank you for listening and watching, so I hope you have a nice day, and yeah, like and subscribe, and may God be with you.